Hello YouTube guys, people, whatnot. Dave back again with some more coffee video. It's been about a year since I did my percolator video. I got more hits and more comments and well, it was just a more successful video than I anticipated. I was just kind of bored like I am now, so I guess you can call this the next installment. What I'm doing now is I'm going to show you how I make my, I won't say my morning espresso, because depending on how I feel I make different coffee beverages, but I'm going to make an espresso macchiato today using my little home setup here. Nothing super fancy. What I have is a Mr. Coffee electric automated blade style grinder. I know a lot of coffee aficionados are going to scream sacrilege at this, but it actually does a pretty decent job. I haven't had any problems with fine grinds plugging up my portafilters, so until I can afford something better, it's doing the job just fine. And on the same note, I have a Mr. Coffee machine here. I believe it's the ECMP 50 model number. Now this isn't just a boiler steam type device. It actually has a good 15 bar pump in it. It uses a water block heater, so it heats up pretty instantly, and there's no wasted time waiting. As you can see, I turn it on and the light flashes for about 30 seconds or less, letting you know it's warming up, and that'll actually be ready to go in just a moment, but I'm not going to sit here and wait. I'll continue on. So what I'm going to do is I'll walk you through my process start to finish. What I'm going to do here is I got my Italian roast. There's a local roaster here in San Jose that I go to on Lincoln Avenue traditionally, but I needed my fix. I went down to Zanotto's and got a half pound of Pete's Italian roast. It's not too bad. It's not what I prefer though. Now my grinder has a little guide here. Since it's all automated, you want to make sure you use the right grind setting and the right volume setting. So this is more for drip coffee. I've kind of figured out the relative scale for grinding my espresso beans. So what I'm going to do is put 4 shots worth of grind or beans in there. I'll set it for a fine grind and move this down to 4 for 4 shots. Now I'm going to put that aside. I don't want to grind it quite yet because, as coffee people know, as soon as you grind your beans they start going stale. Instead, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my portafilter and my double shot basket. The one drawback about this machine is no matter how long you leave it on, since there's no heater up here, this will stay all cool. So what I do before I even get started is I'm going to pull 2 ounces of hot water through real quick just to heat up my brew head, heat up my portafilter and my shot glasses. And while that water is running, I'm also going to run my grinder. I've got it timed so about takes about the same amount of time to get the initial process going here, so I'm going to start that right now. First I got to press my brew button. Grinder is finished. And it looks like I got just about 2 ounces of hot water, so I'll turn that off, let it finish dripping. What I'm going to do now is it has a built-in device to scrape the grounds off the side. And I'm now going to take my glass bowl, and there we go. Now, even though this is a blade machine, let me pick this up here, you can see I got a nice fine grind. It's actually pretty consistent, surprisingly, and we're good to go for the next step. So let me set my camera back down, and what I'm going to do now, I'll take one of my demi-tasse cups. I'm going to take 1 ounce of hot water, start heating up the cup, pull my portafilter out. Because a couple, let me get that out of the way too, because a couple grinds stick up here sometimes, I like to take my other shot glass and I'm just going to flush that out real quick. Alright, My grinds are going stale, so let's get the show on the road here. Spread it out a little bit more. Get the extra. Okay, move my grinds out of the way. There we go. Get a beautiful coffee puck there. Slip her back in my Porta filter. Lock her in place and we'll start the brew. At this time I'm going to go dump my hot water. Alright, 2 beautiful shots there. Activate steam mode to get that heated up. Okay, got my warmed up demi-tasse. Let me get that out of the way. Just throwing stuff around here. 1 shot, 2 shots. You know it's a good shot when the crema just sticks nice and thick. I'm also going to unlock this, turn it out of the way. Alright, my steam light is on. I'm ready. I get good quality milk from my local dairy, or I guess it's as local as it gets. I'm not even sure, to be honest, but it comes in a pretty glass bottle, so I like it. Since we're making a macchiato, we don't need a whole lot. I'm just going to put in enough to keep it from flash cooking. I'm actually going to end up probably with a bit of extra, but I'm not going to mind too much there. Alright, let's start frothing. To get a nice rich microfoam, we're going to froth, just skating the tip of the nozzle right over the surface of the milk. You don't want to immerse it too far, otherwise you're not going to get the aeration into the milk that we need. I'm going to do this to about 120 degrees. At 110. 120. So now we're going to go all the way down. Get a nice swirl going on in my cup here. $140. 150. The machine now runs some water through to cool it off, and it dumps into the tray. But I got a nice, beautiful microfoam here. Just going to top my macchiato off. I like a little extra foam. There we go. There she is. Beautiful espresso macchiato. Extra foam. Just how I like it. So that's it. That's my espresso routine with my Mr. Coffee setup. Any tips? You know, I'm by no means a pro barista, but I've been working in a cafe for the past couple years, so that's really got my coffee kick going. Have a lot of practice on the prosumer machine, so to speak. We have a super automatic at work, so this is nothing fancy, but it certainly does the job. And I'd always be happy to give tips and tricks, just like I did for my percolator film, so enjoy, and happy coffee drinking, or something.